News Talk 640 AM and now at 103.5 HD2. Your information crossroads. WFNC.
News Talk 640 WFNC. On your screen, if you're joining us on the podcast on my Facebook page and YouTube channel, that is the face of KIRK deVIERE, Cumberland County Commissioner. He's the chairman of that organization over there. KIRK, how are you today, sir?
I'm great. Another great day in Cumberland County.
Yes.
Looking forward to it.
Every day. It's good. It's good
Looking
golf
forward
weather.
going out to Fort Bragg today for the state of Bragg. That should be exciting. Look forward to any time we get an opportunity to have conversations with General Anderson and Colonel Mixon, the garrison commander. Look forward to those conversations today.
Well, you know, and this is still the community that supports Bragg, and Bragg supports us. No Fort Bragg, no us.
That's right.
I mean, we saw that during the first Gulf War when folks left the area, and I think that was one of the catalysts. We've known it for some time, but one of the catalysts, the eye-opener, that Fayetteville, as far as I'm concerned, is recession-proof until there's a war. And when there's a war and the folks get deployed and mama goes home,
but the difference we see now is, since those times in the 90s, people aren't going home now.
But that's the point I was
making. We saw a lot of the
making.
conflicts and, over the last several years, over the last 25 years, that family network is here, that infrastructure is here, and you're seeing a lot of people, the family support system and the military support system is right here, and so families are staying here, and deployments are shorter. We're not seeing, the length of deployments that we have historically seen, so I think it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I think now we've got a community that also is leaned in to support, just like you just heard from this great organization that was just here.
Yeah, I was glad you could chime in. You're going to be at the our community salutes at Methodist University tomorrow night. We encourage the community to get out there and see it is not a spectacle. It is something that is honorable to see young folks take the pledge to be involved with the military. Speaking about the 18th Airborne Corps, got a nice article here that I was able to pull up. This is in U.S. Army. 18th Airborne Corps inducts 2026 Airborne Ambassadors. Guess who's one of them? You happen to be selected to do this. Some great pictures, some good background in there. Your thoughts about this being selected?
Yeah, I was extremely honored. The 18th Airborne Corps Ambassadors by Lieutenant General Anderson awards that. And it's really, it was a huge honor for me, just shows and kind of talks about the support over the years, not just as a chairman of the board, but just over the years and things that I participated in, have supported, whether it was my time in the Senate, the tax-free pensions at the state level, or whether it was Fayetteville Cares back with former Mayor Shivani's wife, Joanne Shivani. It's just been over the years just supporting the military and military families. So I was honored to be recognized for that. You join an elite crew, you join folks like, I was side by side. Retired General Al Aycock was inducted as well.
Yeah, I saw that picture. Some great pictures.
It was great to be inducted with him. But guys like Dan Dietrich and George Brees and these folks that have given so much over the years. So it was an honor.
Now, Dan Dietrich is a good man. He sold me every Jeep that I have. What a great guy. And you just won't find a better personality as well. So we're in some very good company. You can go to U.S. Army, and online you can read the whole article about that. So it was good reading, and I just wanted to bring up some good before we deal with some bad.
There's never bad. There's always good.
Well, here's a controversy brewing right now.
Controversy.
Yes, and so the county commissioners, when you came on board, shut down the downtown thing because of feasibilities and the contract and the amount of money it was going to cost and all those things. And you decided to take a pause on building a convention center downtown Fayetteville that was...
It was an event center, not a convention center.
Yeah, event center. Okay, event center where the dirt had already been turned and the parking lot had been torn up. And so now...
2 weeks before we took office.
There you go. And so why do you make that point?
Just because a lot of decisions were made 2 weeks before we took office,
knowing that the
new commission was coming in, and not allowing us to have the opportunity to look for opportunities on how we could work to make that project more effective and feasible.
All right, so costs went up, and there was all types of things that were not the best about that.
Yeah, we can rehash this all
Well, we don't
day
have to,
long,
because the one point I want to get to is
I just want to remind people it was not a performing arts center. People keep calling it a performing arts center. It was never a performing arts center. It was an event center. Flat floor, folding chairs, $200 million if you include the parking deck, no parking around it on the property. But again, I don't want to rehash that, but I just want to make
All
sure
right.
people
Well,
understand the facts versus the
well,
fiction.
I just wanted to rehash it because now the city council is the city is considering an event center for downtown. They need it. They got to have it. Justin Moore, I think from CBS 17, did a story on it,
Yeah.
and the mayor's talked about it last week when he was here. He started laying the groundwork on
Yeah,
it.
it's great.
Is this new news to you, or what is it to you?
It's kind of funny, Gilbert. So, November of last year, we authorized our manager to look at a hotel feasibility study to look at opportunities for the Gillespie Street lot. We authorized that. It's actually coming back to us this month. So that groundwork's already been done to look at, hotel feasibility, hospitality feasibility that would include things like convention centers, hotels, that kind of stuff. So I find it interesting. I find it welcoming, actually, Gilbert, that that the city would do that. Hopefully, maybe if we, depending on what we see in that feasibility report and what we get back, we'd love to have them participate. And I welcome their participation. And I've told the mayor that previously. So. I'll just leave it there. I found it interesting that they were moving that forward last night and advancing that and spending dollars that the counties were already positioned. They're welcome to the information once we get it.
So your feasibility study that's coming back is for that area that's been turned down?
No. It's for the downtown area, but specifically looking at that. The feasibility piece is to can you look to what types of hospitality can be sustained or sustainable in downtown.
Okay.
Downtown Fayetteville.
All right. So that is in the works, and we want to chit chat about that a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's just,
But there's a lot of people
look
who
forward
just come in.
to conversations around it.
Well, the thing about it is a lot of people don't know the background of what you just described in terms of the dirt that was a parking lot and where we are on that. And then the counties, I guess, the desire still to have some type of event. But there's renovations that are in the works or in the plans for the Gillespie site of the arena and the auditorium that's out there.
Yeah, and I heard on the news this morning again. I continue to help or ask reporters to report the facts, not the fiction, or their opinion on some of this. But we've turned it back into a temporary parking. We turned it into a temporary parking space. That's going to open this week, over 100 spots on Gillespie Street, because when those 200 spots were ripped up without a good parking plan to sustain the amount of people that use the courthouse as well as work in the courthouse, we needed some temporary space. Anything we do on that lot, whether it's hospitality, hotel, convention center, some other retail project, whatever it may be, you're still going to need parking in the short term because anything we do on that spot should contain parking. So, I just want to point out that we didn't turn it back into a parking lot. This is a temporary parking lot as we're continuing to move forward on a project for that.
Well, what
location.
reporter would report that fact? Wasn't me.
I don't consider you a reporter.
Yeah, well, what am I?
I don't know. I mean, I guess you're a radio show host, but
Well,
I mean,
yeah, but
you do report the facts. You consider yourself a reporter.
I am a reporter still, and the show is based on my journalistic background and not on the fact that I'm some
but
a
you
hype
slide into opinion every now and then.
And
you try not to.
I'm allowed to do
That's
that,
right.
but I let people know that I'm editorializing right now. Then
That's
I put
right.
my journalistic hat back on because
But the difference between an opinion writer, like we have, and a reporter is reporting the facts.
the facts. That's right.
An opinion writer adds in their opinion, but a lot of times in this community we tend to blend those, and people read opinion writers as facts, and I respect they have their ability to write their opinion, but they need to get the facts straight.
Well, but that we can debate this all day because this happens on the general media, on TV stations and radio. People take sides. There was a point where you really didn't take sides.
I call it steering the story versus reporting the story. There's a difference.
Well, the facts are the facts, and I think if we stick to the facts and let people decide, then you
agree.
you're
Which
gonna
is
have
why
multiple.
every Monday after our first Monday of the meeting, I do a chairman's chat where I invite the press to come in, ask me any question they want to ask me so they can get the facts of what this board is doing. I provide them an update. I'm accessible. We want to make sure that they help us put out the right information, put out the facts, and dispute the misinformation that tends to float around, whether it's on social media or even in some other locations.
Well, social media is, let's not even talk about that, because there are no journalists there.
Yeah, but you get a lot of people that are getting their news from from social media, and if those stories that aren't being put on social media aren't accurate, then it begins to float around, and so you just and I know it's just about making sure you have the facts.
Well, I hate to we've taken up a lot
That's
of
all
your
right.
time
That's
here.
a good topic.
And the fact is, we want to make sure that the facts are out there. And so we want to remind folks that everything you see on social media, especially now with artificial intelligence, you can't necessarily believe
That's right.
that what you see and hear is actually coming from the person that you hear it from. And so with that in mind, you've got to take a step back, and you've got to believe in and trust the sources that you think are trustworthy. And
But hey,
that's
we've
a
had
difficult thing.
we've had a couple. I know you're going to give me the boot here, but we've had a couple great. Just want to give a quick updates on a couple things, if I can. Our unhoused support center is still on track for next year. The board made a move, to approve a design for it. This design called Carved Courtyards is something that was public input driven. So all the stakeholder input, we approved one of those designs, and that's continuing to move forward.
Any location yet?
And so that's the thing. So that's a point that, in one of the articles, it was saying that we had decided to move to move the location. The board has not taken action to move the location.
Well, you saw what
we
I just
directed.
said. I asked the question.
That's right.
And so
That's right.
and so I will report that the decision has not been made yet.
That's right.
And that's the accurate thing.
The board has not made any decision to move from the Holly Lane location. A lot of things have been, since that Holly Lane was selected, a lot of things have changed, but we did direct staff to look at alternate sites that would fit the design that we've already, the two designs we've already looked at. So that's positive movement. And then the Crown Theater and Arena modernization, we approved our construction manager at risk this week. So that construction manager at risk is TA11 Metcom. So now the good thing about this, now we've got our project team together. So we've got our architect, we've got our owner's rep, we've got our construction manager. We've got OVG at the table as a consultant, and we've got our project team. Next step in this is to move forward with our pre-planning meeting that will happen this month, and that'll begin to shape it, how we're going to program it, what's going to be in there, begin to get some costs around it, bring those kind of concepts back to the board and get some direction and move forward. So the positive is, as this was a little slow coming out of the gate as we made this transition in June, we're now seeing this year some good forward positive movement at the rate that we should move. And then lastly, we had a budget workshop meeting yesterday, which was good. It was really just an update as we move towards approving our budget this year, update on revenue numbers. And so, we're seeing sales tax dollars are decreasing across not just Cumberland County, but the state. Property tax are about equal. They just wanted to give us a picture of where we were on the revenue numbers and confirm some direction from the Board of Commissioners. So good positive stuff happening as we look at the work of the Board of Commissioners.
All right. Well, KIRK deVIERE comes in every week on Tuesday. Did we have a meeting yesterday?
We did.
Yeah. So normally after the meetings, you're here and you're able to debrief folks and give us the facts of what was put out. And so you can debunk all the rumors and everything that you're getting from the reporters aren't as good as us, Kenny. We're good out here.
I'm not throwing mud at anybody. I just want to be clear on the facts because words have meanings, as you know.
Sure.
And it's important that we have the facts.
All right. Well, congratulations again, being inducted 18th Airborne
I appreciate that.
Ambassador for 2026.
That's right.
And so-
Maroon jacket.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's great for you, and you wear it well.
Thank you.
All right, you're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC. We've got local weather right now with CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsey.
Our Tuesday will be mostly sunny with a high of 84. Tonight will be partly cloudy with a low of 61, and Wednesday will be mostly cloudy with a high of 86, with a few spotty showers developing late. More rain arrives overnight Wednesday into Thursday. Thursday will also have a good chance for rain as well as a few thunderstorms, but will gradually dry out and clear on Friday, setting up a pleasant weekend. That's your favorite forecast. I'm CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
Rachel, thank you. Right now, about 60 degrees in Fayetteville, Fort Bragg, and also Hope Mills. You're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie.